On this week's episode of What's Up Weekly, the Weekend Farmers Market returns to Bloomington.
And we get a special preview performance from the IU Theater Department's production of Carrie the Musical. What's Up Weekly starts now.
Hello and welcome to What's Up Weekly. I'm Ashton Hackman.
And I'm Callie Lichter.
The Bloomington Farmers Market kicked off the outdoor season this past Saturday. Olivia Oliver brings us the story.
The near freezing temperatures did not stop Bloomington residents from enjoying this year's first outdoor farmers market. With live music and plenty of people, the market was booming.
Maybe this one.
Vendors here are selling everything from local honey to sparkling tea to baked goods like those at the Scholars Inn Bakehouse. Scholars Inn is just one of the many returning vendors who also sell year-round in the local community. Hoosier Honey is another and has been selling at local markets for around 40 years. David Vadis said buyers can rest assured the honey they sell is only local.
All the honey that we sell here is our honey. That's all we sell. So you can be guaranteed that the honey that we produce is here on the stand. So
Vadis also said he was glad to see the market was busy.
And when it's this cold, it's a little tough for people to come out. But it's good to see the people out that are here. They're pretty persistent and they're pretty good customers if they're going to come this early.
Not every vendor was a Bloomington Market veteran. Rare Brew came out to the Bloomington Market for the first time to sell hot and cold teas, as well as a more unusual product, sparkling tea. Founder Joshua Mitchell says people aren't always sure what to expect when trying it for the first time.
Usually it's like, oh, I've never heard or seen sparkling tea, and some people even say they're not tea people, but they try it and they love it, and they're surprised to hear that there's no sugar, no sweeteners or anything added to it.
Whether they were buying sparkling tea or fresh produce, there was no shortage of customers, even with the shortage of warmer weather. For What's Up Weekly, I'm Olivia Oliver.
The Bloomington Farmers Market will be back by City Hall this Saturday starting at 8 a.m.
Spring is finally here, and what better way to celebrate than with a classic Bloomington tradition? Food Truck Friday officially returns to Switchyard Park this week after being delayed 1 week due to inclement weather. Food trucks will line up in the park from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. every Friday from April through October. Other attractions include live concerts, balloon artists, and body painters. The band Funk Almighty will take the stage this Friday in the first celebration of 2022.
The Funny 501 Campus Comedy Festival will be held in the Fine Arts Building this Friday and Saturday. The event starts at 7 p.m. on both nights and will feature performances from all 7 IU student comedy groups, stand-up acts, and special guests. Our very own Austin Rubin and Simon Mayer will be performing with The Boy in the Bubble. If you can't make it in person, be sure to tune into IUS TV's live stream of the event on YouTube.
Next week, the Department of Theater, Drama, and Contemporary Dance will be putting on Carrie the Musical, based on the famous novel by horror writer Stephen King. Today, we have the supernatural Carrie White herself, portrayed by Frey, in the studio to talk to us about the production. And thank you so much for joining us today, Riley.
For those who maybe don't know much about Carrie or what it means, give us a little bit of a synopsis.
So, just a quick synopsis of Carrie. It's a story about a girl who has been ostracized by all of her peers for her entire life. Her mother's extremely religious, so she has sort of been kept in this extremely sheltered, hyper-religious environment for her entire life, and that has stopped her from being able to make connections with anyone around her. And one day, she gets her period at school in front of everyone and doesn't know what it is, and it's a very traumatic experience. And this is the inciting incident of our story, which is also where she uses her telekinetic powers for the first time. And that sort of launches us into the story, which is how she ends up at the prom with the iconic scene that we all know so well of her getting covered in blood.
So what was the audition process like?
So the audition process for Carrie, it started the way we have usually been doing things with IU Theater, where we all submit videos of ourselves for the first round of auditions, and then we get a callback and we come in person to do the callback. And you audition in front of a room of people, starting off with a dance callback and then going into vocal callbacks and some acting sides as well. They partnered us up with a few people to just get a sense of our chemistry for certain roles. Like I read with a few people for Margaret, who's the mother in the play, and also Tommy, who's the boy who takes Carrie to prom.
You've been in other performances before. How does this production compare to other ones that you've been in?
Well, this is the largest role I've ever had in a production here at IU, so I'm extremely grateful for that. And it requires a lot of time and a lot more energy than I've had to put into past productions, which is not to say that I haven't put energy into past productions. This just requires a lot of focus all the time. We usually rehearse 5 to 6 days a week for several hours at a time, so it's a very time-consuming process, but it's definitely a labor of love.
So Carrie is a very complex and troubled character. So how did you get in the mindset to play her?
Well, not to get too method with it, but I kind of drew on past experiences from when I was in high school, times that I have felt alone or alienated, or even just awkward and like I didn't fit in, because that is a really big theme in the show, is everybody's desire to fit into what they think the mold of what high school is supposed to be like is. Everyone's just trying to fit into their idea of who they should be. So I kind of just drew from that and from my own experiences with moments like that, because I think we've all experienced moments like that at some point.
You've touched on many parts of the production. What is your favorite scene?
Oh, that's such a hard question to answer. I have so many favorites, but I think if I had to choose a favorite, it would probably be the moment at the prom, starting with the blood drop, of course, which is probably the most famous scene from Carrie. And then in the musical, the scene is called "The Destruction," is the name of the song, which is when Carrie kills everyone at the prom. So that is a very fun one to do for me.
So if you got to tell the audience one thing to prepare them for the musical, what would it be?
Ooh, I think I would say prepare to be amazed. It's a really incredible production, and it's very intense, but we have a lot of very talented people working on it from all different sides, the people on stage and the designers, our director. It's just an incredible process all around, and I think it's definitely one of the best shows we've put on here in a long time. So,
well, I'm really excited to go see it next week, and thank you for coming in and talking with us and I guess break a leg.
Thank you.
After the break, Riley is going to give us an exclusive preview of Carrie you won't want to miss. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to What's Up Weekly.
Without further ado, here is Riley Frey performing the song Carrie from Carrie the Musical.
That's not my name. Doesn't anybody ever get it right? Carrie. Why don't they remember I'm Carrie White? Carrie. Is it any harder to say than goddamn total spastic and weirdo and dumb bitch? Doesn't anybody get that I can hear? I hear. Especially when I got him screaming in my ear. I hear. Every day they mock me and push me around till I drop. If I had a wish, God, I wish they'd stop. When will they? I wish they'd. When will they? When will they? When will they? Sometimes their hatred is out of control. God, how they hurt me. Mama says suffering is good for the soul, but they hurt me. And if I could, I'd bring them to their knees. I'd make them sorry forever for teasing Carrie, Carrie, Carrie. I will not cry, I am okay. I try so hard to play their way. Why did they find it so hard to say? Carrie, why do they always treat me so bad? They all know my name, it's Carrie. I don't know why they all get so mad. It's always the same. What's going on deep in me? All of these feelings suddenly. If I am changing, will I still be Carrie? Or what if I am somebody new? Imagine the things I might do. I might take a chance, I've always wondered how. Or maybe I'll dance and try hard to laugh more than I do now. And the world will open its eyes, and for once the whole world will recognize Carrie. Then all those people who scream night and day, poor Frey and Carrie, they'd see the new me and they might even say, look, it's Carrie. And finally I'd hear that word sounding so sweet, thousands of voices forever repeating, Carrie, Carrie, Carrie. I am the sound of distant thunder, the color of flame. I'm Carrie. I am a song of endless wonder that no one will claim, but someday, oh my, someday, someone will know my name.
Carrie the Musical runs from Wednesday, April 13th through Saturday, April 16th at the Ruth N. Halls Theater.
You can purchase tickets by visiting the link showing up on the screen right now.
Riley is so incredible, and I can't wait to hear her perform on stage next Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely a great performance. Switching gears to this week's trending topics, it appears Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker are engaged.
After the Grammys, which were hosted in Las Vegas, the couple tied the knot at a wedding chapel. According to TMZ, Kourt and Trav walked in around 1:30 a.m. Monday and presented a marriage license to the chapel's owner, who was also their witness. The two didn't allow any photographers besides their own, so no photos yet, but allegedly Elvis officiated the wedding. I expect nothing less from the couple and hope they post photos about it soon.
Can you imagine if all of this was a very elaborate April Fool's prank?
Yeah, and Twitter users have long been bugging for an edit button on the social platform, and it seems like they may finally get their way.
Yeah, here's the deal. Twitter posted on April Fool's Day that they are working on an edit button, but turns out that was a joke. But billionaire Elon Musk posted a poll on Twitter asking users if they would like an edit button, and a majority of people said yes, they do, and he even spelled the things wrong on purpose. Now, you may be asking why this even matters. Well, Musk has recently purchased a huge chunk of Twitter's stock and now actually has a spot on their board as their largest shareholder. Allie, do you want an edit button? Do you think we will be getting one?
Listen, not for anything I posted recently, but for my tweets from my One Direction stan era, I'm on board.
After riding high on the success of Spider-Man No Way Home, it looks like the franchise has taken a hit.
After several delays, the next installment of the Sony Pictures Spider-Man universe, Morbius, premiered to a rough response. Reviews have said the movie feels dated and has lackluster visual effects. It has a Rotten Tomatoes critic score of 16%, but an audience score of 70%. But that's still the second lowest cinema score for any Marvel-related film, nearly beating out 2015's Fantastic Four.
I personally haven't seen it yet, and after hearing these reviews, I probably don't want to see it.
Me neither. I did watch the post-credit scene though, and that was enough to turn me away. And Easter's right around the corner, and a popular Easter time candy has a new bunny.
A therapy dog in Ohio was named the 2022 Cadbury Bunny. Annie Rose is an English doodle who visits nursing homes and does other therapy work. You can see Rose in this year's Cadbury Easter Bunny commercial, and her family took home a $5,000 check. Doodles are just so adorable, so this was a great choice in my opinion.
Therapy dogs do so much for so many communities, so I'm really happy about the representation.
And that's what's up this week. Tune in next week for more local and entertainment news.
Be sure to follow us on social media. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at IUSTV News.
For What's Up Weekly, I'm Ashton Hackman.
And I'm Callie Lichter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.